Yo, what's going on, everybody? Genesis here, coming at you with another Cardfight Vanguard deck profile. I've been getting a lot of interest, a lot of requests about my deleters. We've been using it a lot on stream there lately, having a lot of success, so I figured it's about time we get a video for you guys and show you the power of the deletors. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so here it is. This is my deleter deck. You guys have been asking about it and showing a lot of interest over on the stream. If you guys have been missing out, link will be down below. I stream almost every day. Make sure to hop in and say hey. But yeah, so here it is. I figured it was about time we get this out to you guys anyway. I've been having a ton of fun with the deck, and I figured there might be some people kind of wondering whether or not deleters are worth it. Let me tell you, they definitely are. I've really been enjoying this deck. So that's per usual. Let's start off with the grade 3s. And we're going to start with the big man himself, Daunting Deleter Oz. This is your main Vanguard of the deck. So while you use your Vanguard to get a Counterblast 2, put a Deleter Vanguard into your soul. Delete your opponent's Vanguard, so it gets locked, against effects all get erased, and its attack goes to 0. I'm sure you guys have seen that if you've been playing recently, right? And then he gets 10k till the end of the turn, making him 21. And then in addition, if your opponent's Vanguard is deleted at your start of your opponent's ride phase, they have to discard a card from their hand, or they can't normal ride, and they'll be stuck on a deleted Vanguard. This unit is awesome. He's definitely the one you want to go into first. I find the Legion that we'll get to next is a little lacking, since you can only use this effect once. Meanwhile, Oz here, you can use it every single turn, which is exactly what you want to be doing when it comes to deleting your opponent's Vanguard and getting that advantage. And since most of your effects in the deck require your opponent's Vanguard to be deleted, it's really important that you get that set up each time, and that's where and why you want to be on Oz, right? Because you can just keep doing it. The man builds up soul. He builds up a lot of soul, but you'll see that's why we got so many soul blasters to take advantage of that. So next, like I was saying, this is our kind of our backup grade 3. I'll go over to the nice one. Pulled a couple SPs for the deck, you know. But this is Deleter Zeal. So this is your Legion of the deck. And the main backup guy, this is what you'll use once you get through your counterblast. As you'll see, Oz does get a bit expensive once you start getting to late game, and you're going to want to switch off into something else after a bit and probably get some triggers back, and that's where Zeal's going to come in. So when you Legion, you get to counterblast 1 and discard a deleter from your hand to delete your opponent's Vanguard, and then again the same effect. Your opponent goes to ride, they have to discard a card first or they can't ride. And they'll be stuck on their deleted Vanguard. And then when this guy attacks the Vanguard, you get an additional 2k, making him go to 22. Really good. Again, he'll get through all of their defensives as well. That's the best thing about these guys here, is once they do their effects in that, your opponent really can't do too much for defensives. You're pretty much just going for PG checks at that point, right? And you're able to push really well. Then we got one copy of Squirmin' Deleter Laurel Lou. I guess I'm only going to try to pronounce some of these ones here. They get a little crazy with the names, but yeah, this unit it's just a filler unit. We'll get some better deleters later on. I have not had to ride this thing yet, but if you do ride and you have this unit as your Vanguard, if you attack and your drive check reveals a grade 3, you're going to tire 3 deleter Vanguards to delete your opponent's Vanguard. Yeah, it's a little expensive, not something you really want to do. I highly recommend not riding this unit if you can help it. But he's just a filler for now. We'll get some better ones later on. And then we're running 4 copies of our boy Iggy. Now this unit is actually not bad. Don't let the 10k fool you. But Iggy's our heal trigger in the deck. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if your opponent's Vanguard is deleted, you get to lock one of your opponent's back rows, which lets you take care of those blaster support units, you know, snag any good Gojos or anything like that, any filter units they may have. And then if you're fighting something like, say, Royals, they like to put 2s in the back row as well. Hey, you know, you lock those up and get them out of there, right? But yeah, so that's our grade 3 lineup. So far, this is pretty much all you can really do. I would not recommend, you know, running 4 copies of him. Obviously, this is probably the best lineup you're really gonna get. But let's get into our 2s. 4 copies of Jail. He is our damage flipper, and he soul charges as well. Like I said, this deck, it really likes the soul charge. So that's why we got so many soul blasters later. But yeah, you're gonna pretty much want to have this guy down as one of your main 2s, so that he can help counterbalance off of Oz. Hence why we're running 4 copies, so that we can get as many Oz effects off each turn as possible, right? And then we're running 4 copies of the Legion Mate, Gailey. This unit is insane. Absolutely insane. When place your opponent's Vanguards in delete, lock one of your opponent's front rows. Essentially, that's the combo, right? You'll go into Oz, you'll eat one of your grade 1s, they'll delete the Vanguard, you drop Jail, then you drop your Gale as well. And then you lock and you go and get the free damage flip, let Gale smash off the other grade 2 rear guard if they got another interceptor. And you get the damage flip, boom, boom, you're good to go, right? Next, we're running 3 copies, right? 3 copies of Evo. This is kind of your Maka, your Tart clone. When your opponent's Vanguard is deleted, if you place him on rear guard, you get a counterblast 2, and you get to call a deleter other than himself. The main thing about this effect is that he can call a deleter. So yes, it is kind of expensive, especially if you do something like Oz during that turn to get that delete off. He kind of fits better with the Legion, just because it's so costly, right? You know, that's 4 counterblasts to do this, right? But yeah, this unit can call any deleter. So essentially means you get to call Gale if you don't have one in hand, and you get to lock a unit and go for face. It's awesome. I'm actually thinking we might bump him up to 4 just because I can have the effect, but I find it's kind of good at 3 at the moment. For right now, I'll do some more messing around with it, but I don't use the effect a whole lot, but there's been a couple times where I was like, man, kind of wish I had an Evo, right? And then to round out our 2 lineup, we're running 2 copies of Ego. It's just if your opponent's Vanguard is deleted, he's a 12k attacker. He's he's pretty generic. He'll get replaced later on. But that's our 2 lineup. Pretty straightforward. Nothing to really change too much there. Like I said, maybe I'll play around some more of these, but the 12ks are kind of nice right now. Then we're running 2 copies of Gwyn. I was running 3 originally, but I wanted to make room for more of the other grade ones that we'll get to later on here. But the main reason we're running a couple copies of him is when this unit boosts, hits a Vanguard, if your opponent's Vanguard is deleted, you get to lock one rear guard. Sounds a little familiar, right? Same effect as Ziggy. Kind of another reason why I cut it back too, because we got plenty of units that can take care of back row right now, so we can afford it. Next, obviously, 4 copies of our Deleter Evil PG. Love the art on this. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Your Vanguard's gonna get hit, you're gonna lose, you block it. So he'll start popping off at like 4 damage and stuff. And then the main man. This, I think, is probably the most important grade 1, really. Looting Deleter Gun. Yeah. I have to say, the amount of times that you go from not winning the game to winning the game really depends if you get Gun in hand. The extra draw is incredible, especially where there's so much soul in the deck. And this is the main unit you're going to be feeding into Oz anyway, so that you can get its effect is you got to retire 1 unit and put it into the soul. So you'll play your Gun, you'll soul blast 2 cards, you get to draw, then you play Oz's effect, you suck him into the soul, then now you just build out more soul so you can play another Gun next turn, which soul blasts that, and so then you get to keep going and maintaining your hand, because you are going to go through a lot of hand, especially where Oz, where you got to eat a unit every turn and then try to replace it, right? Hence the excessive amount of soul blasts. But like I said, the deck makes a lot of soul, so you definitely don't have to worry about it. And then to round it out, we are running 3 copies of Palladium. Yeah, he's not a deleter, but I do like having the option of keeping units that our Gale has locked on the rear, locked again. Generally, you can get away with going into like the Legion afterwards, because you will be using that counterblast stuff, so you may end up taking one away from your Oz, but generally at that point, you're trying to probably push for a game, or at least that's how I'm kind of doing with it. But yeah, so we're just running 3 copies right now. He may get filtered out later on, but I don't think we'll have anything until we get through closer into the G, once that season starts. And then we are running really the only deleter that you would run. I would have to say this is probably the best one is Igor. They have, I think, like a 3 searcher as well, but I've just been using Igor for the most. I really think he's the best. Where your opponent Vanguard is deleted, put this unit into your soul to draw a card and countercharge 1, and he has resist. So you don't have to worry about getting popped off. You do have to be careful with Brawlers, though, because they will beat him up. So definitely get him out of there as soon as you can. But if you are setting up correctly, this does help cut back with Oz's cost, making him counterblast 1. And then if you did have a damage filter, 9 times out of 10, your first Oz effect is going to be free, thanks to the starter. So it's very important, you know. try to get him in there, get that flip off. It's crazy. And then he gets a draw, right? Like, you just plus so hard off it. He's the best starter, really. And then obviously we're running 9 draws, 4 heals, just so we can kind of maintain the hand. I know it kind of seems like a lot, but you know, you're gonna need it. You definitely want to get your pieces with this deck, and having that draw really helps. Especially we're gonna need these PGs in that with the format right now, man. Oh, there's some boys doing a lot of damage out there. All right, guys, so that's gonna be my Deletor deck profile. I gotta say, I've been really enjoying them. If you're wondering whether or not you should invest, I would definitely say yeah. They get some pretty good G units later on, and you get a cool alternate win condition. I won't spoil it for you guys, but yeah, I would say yeah, definitely give them a shot. But yeah, I'm gonna let the showcase play out so you guys can see the deck in action. Let me know down below what you guys think so far of the season. Do you guys think Link Joker's a little OP? I've been hearing some chat about that. I don't think they're any more OP than they were any other time, right? Any of the other seasons. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the ranks right now. Until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me, and I'll catch you all on the next one.